How's it going, ScrubGamers? Welcome back to another video here at ScrubGames, and once again we've got another one of our videos going over the reveals from Shadows of the Galaxy, basically set 2, and have a look at what good things we can look forward to enjoy, because not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after is when we got the pre-releases, when the set drops for pre-releases at least, and I think then the week after or a little bit after for the actual release. So not long now to actually coming to the end for set 1 meta and then going into set 2, and already there's a lot I want to try out, which is looking forward to it. And today we have a ton of Shadow of the Galaxy reveals to go over. So we're going to get into that. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It keeps you updated with my videos as and when they drop. And also you can collect notifications when the videos do drop by clicking the notification bell, and then you can watch them there and then when it basically lets you know, or at a better time that suits you. So the way, let's get ahead and just go and have a look at our Shadows of the Galaxy reveals and see what the ton of stuff we've got. So as per usual, we get 2 leaders, and we've got the last 2 leaders we're looking for. Like, we knew what they were from an early stage, and that is Han Solo and Jabba the Hutt, but we didn't know what they did. We kind of knew what the colors they were, so we knew what aspects they were, if they're a good side or bad side, and what aspect they were, being like what the other color ones. So we know that Han Solo was aggression and heroic, and we know that Jabba was command and villainy. We just didn't see what they did. We kind of saw Jabba had a lot of health. We didn't know what they did, but now they were the last ones to be revealed. So we've got another Han Solo leader. So Han Solo being, is it a second? I think it might be a second leader. So Boba has got a second leader in set 2, and then so is Han Solo. I think 2 leaders now have a second one, but different eras. Like you got Boba from set 1 being from the I think from the third film, from the episode 6, I think it is. Return, I think, I can't remember what the name of it is. I think it's Return of the Jedi, I might got it wrong. And Jabba being, and Han Solo from set 1 being from just the movies, from the just the original trilogy. And then we've got for this set, their second leaders being Boba from the Book of Boba Fett series, and in this Han Solo from being the Solo film. So same character but from different eras. And for Han Solo, as I said, he is the aggression heroic lead, and he is quite nice because he deploys at 5 resources, so one of the earlier kind of deploys, which is quite cool. Comes down with a pretty solid 3 damage and 6 health. So at least with 6 health, it means he can't be just taken out by takedown, which is quite nice. At anything that's 5 or less, he can also be instantly killed by takedown, which is not a good sign. But 6 health is not too bad, and 3 damage is not too bad as well. It's kind of like just average, I think, like above average, because you get some that come up to 2, some get 4, some get a bit more, but 3 is a pretty good power for a leader. And he's got quite a nice effect because so the subtitle is worth the risk, and his effect revolves around playing stuff cheaper but chucking damage on it, because aggression is all about throwing out damage. So it's got that's kind of synergy with the aspect. So he's just got Underworld, so he's just an Underworld leader, which is good because he's got some Underworld support in this. So it's kind of Shadow Galaxy, you've got Underworld support. But for Han Solo, when he's in the lead area, his action is his effect is an action to tap himself, and then you can play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less, and you deal 2 damage to it. So you get to play something a little 1 less than than it actually is. So if you play a free cost, if you're trying to get a free cost off it, it comes in for 2 instead of 3, so 1 less, but you deal 2 damage to it. So you've got something that's only got 2 health, you play off this, it's going to just straight up die, which might not be great unless it's got a when defeated kind of effect. But then you can play things out a little bit cheaper, shorter damage, but you can play things out a little bit cheap, a little bit earlier than normal without even to ramp and stuff. So pretty nice. So that's what it does in the air, and then when he deploys, it comes down with pretty nice stats. His now effect is now just action, but doesn't require an attack. It's just an action. Play a unit from your hand. It costs 1 less, and you deal damage to it. So it's exactly the same effect, but now you don't have to tap hand. You just do the action. So you can do it technically both. On his turn, when you deploy him, you can do it like both actions. You can do tap, because remember when you tap a leader when it's a lead area in the deploy, it always comes in active mode, even though it was tapped before. And same with when a leader's defeated, even if it was active, it comes in rested if it was when it's defeated. So you can place 2 things a lot cheaper, and even then, you got the I've seen people say about you've got some really cool combinations of this where you can just play out things cheaper. So playing a free cost in turn 2 without needing the ramp, or turn 1 without even needing the ramp, it's quite good. You take a bit of damage, but it could be worth the cost. And even then, you can do this to drop both C3PO and R2D2 because you can either play R2D2 for free because you can make one less, it's one cost, it comes out for free, but have it take 2 damage. But then to get that effect, look at the top card, see if you want to bottom deck it or not. And then you sort of 2 energy open steal because you played R2 for free to play C3PO, and then basically just know what top card of your deck is so you keep it and just declare it, just reveal it, and then basically add it to your hand. So very nice things with that. And it's got a nice, like, just being able to play things cheaper, being more aggressive really goes well with it, especially being in the light side where you got a lot of aggression from the rebels. So very nice leader, very strong one, and looking forward to giving it a try and seeing how it does. And then, as we said, the other leader is Jabba. So Jabba also gets a leader now for set 2, and he's quite a big one as well because he is a very late deploying one, so he's not as late as, say, like Emperor Palpatine, being like 8 resources, but he's as late as Vader, being 7, so he doesn't drop into, well, he doesn't deploy until you get 7 resources. But the thing is, he's in command, which means the ramp color, so you can, well, ramp aspects, so you can always ramp to kind of get the 7 resources quicker, deploy them a little bit quicker then. But like he does come down with some quite interesting skills. Well, it comes down with a measly 2 damage, but it doesn't matter because you don't really see him actually get his hands dirty to do anything himself. He's just the mob boss on is it Tatooine? Yeah, Tatooine. I think Tatooine. And he's underworld and he's a Hutt, so Hutt is a trait as well. Like I think we've seen even like on Jabba's leader, his actual unit card, like ground unit card. But then he does have a whopping 12 health, which is the big. I think it is the biggest in the game. And if there's any other card in the game currently, especially for set 2, even up to set 2, that has more health than Jabba's, he comes with a huge 12 health, but only 2 damage, which is not too bad. And he also has quite a nice effect as well. So when he's in the leader area, he has an action skill, which means you have to tap him. So action, tap him, and you choose any unit, yours or your opponent's. And for this phase, it gains a bounty, and that bounty is the next unit you play this phase costs 1 less. So you can just straight up put this on a unit, take it out, and then that's next unit you play. So unit, not event or upgrade. It's got to be a unit. Costs 1 less. That's quite nice. And there are some pretty nice ones you can pay, like just basically take it out something and even play the 1 cost for free. It's really nice. We've always seen a Ham does the same thing, just with extra steps rather than just going, I'm gonna play it, take damage. You have to do extra steps by putting a bounty on it, taking out that card, and then get it. And then when he deploys, he's also got a when deployed effect as well, which is not often. We haven't seen that often. Like the only time we've had a when deployed was I think it was just Palpatine for set 1, where like when deployed, take something, take a damage unit for your opponent, like or take control of a damage unit. And then we've got a fair few more for this. Like we've got Alpha having a when deployed effect, Kira having a when deployed effect, now Jabba has one as well. So we've got 4 leaders that have an effect when deployed. And for Jabba's, it involves a capture mechanic because he's a mob boss, takes whatever he wants. And so when deployed, he allows a never friendly unit to capture an enemy non-leader unit. And so you basically just take something your opponent. So it goes under the card, and then when the card's defeated, the card gets given back. But until then, it guards that card. And now you have basically the same action. You have the same effect on the front, just a little bit different. So same thing. Actually, you have to tap Jabba, so you don't really get to tap with Jabba. So it's just a huge chunky boy. You just basically have to tap to then once again choose a unit, and for this phase gain a bounty, and the bounty is the next unit you play this phase costs 2 less. So an upgrade from when it's in the lead area. Now if you do put a bounty so and take it out, the next unit you would play is 2 less. So you can put in the same turn you play, as long as you don't capture the unit you put the bounty on when you're in the lead area. You can technically put a bounty on both bounties on 1 card, take it out, and then the next unit you play is 3 less, which could be you can play some pretty nice things for 3 less, which is really cool. And just really nice. And it's a rare leader as well. So it's pretty nice rare one, and I'm looking forward to trying out and giving it a go because it does seem like pretty interesting, especially good like a nice thing with a bounty mechanic, and just playing things cheaper when you take things out. It could be a very good control deck. So that is it for the 2 leaders. So that's the last 2 leaders. So we know all the leaders now, and I will have a tier list up. Well, I have a tier list video going over all the leaders and what I think they will be in set 2. Just going over set 2 ones, not set 1 ones, because we've already done that. So look forward to that if you're interested. But now we're going to the other cards for the reveals, which are the other cards in the other aspects. Now we're in the leaders, and we got some fantastic vigilance cards. So here we have. What I didn't realize, I thought there was going to be 2 new double aspect cards for each aspect, but actually we get never 3. So just like we had 3 in set 1, we got never 3 double aspect cards for each aspect in set 2. and there's some pretty nice ones as well. So we've got I got two new legendaries here for Vigilance. We've got Ray being a ground unit, and we've got Second Chance being a legendary double aspect, double Vigilance upgrade as well. Not only that, we got our rare double aspect, our double vigilance card being Sugi as well in every unit. So for these three, Ray is pretty interesting one. It's a 5 cost, 4/7, so pretty good stats for its cost. Like if you imagine, like Boba for set 1 deploys on turn, well, when you get 5 resources and comes with the same stats. So Ray has the same stats as Boba, same like cost as well for it technically. I have to get the 5 resources to drop it, and comes in with force resistance, even more force cards as well. And then it's also got a nice little effect where it's got like some nice flavor from the films. Where while playing this unit, you ignore her heroic aspect penalty if you control Kylo Ren. And normally when these things say control, they normally mean like in the leader area, or because you always control a leader, either in the leader area or deployed. So if you got Kylo either in your like in your ground arena or in your leader area, you can ignore heroic aspects. So that's pretty nice. That's a pretty like cool bit of flavor. And she also has a nice effect where on attack you may heal 2 damage from a unit, and if it's a non-heroic unit, you give a shield token to it. So that's pretty cool, giving healing 2 damage from units, so like keeping your units healthy. And then if it's not a heroic one, you give a shield token to it, which is quite cool. So that's really nice there. So pretty good legendary unit. And then you got Sugi, so it's a hired guardian. 4 cost, 4/6, so pretty good stats. 4 power is pretty good, and 6 health is pretty decent. And double aspect as well. So if you want to not incur aspect point, you have to run double blue, which I'm looking forward to do for Chirrut. Probably say it in every video. And then once one enemy unit is upgraded, so that could be with a shield, be it experience, be an upgrade attached to it. This card gets Sentinel, so a nice little Sentinel there. And it's also never one of those cards that you can smuggle in as well. And the smuggle cost is 6 and just 1 blue. So you can play this in just any deck that's just running Vigilance either on a leader base. And you can always smuggle it in because then you don't need a double aspect. You need the 1 blue for if you smuggle it in, but it does cost 2 more. So it's kind of like, anyway, like same kind of cost if you were to play it out of aspect and normally, which is nice. So really cool card, really nice one there. And then you got Second Chance, or Legendary Upgrade. So this is the second Legendary Upgrade we've seen, because we've got Darksabers being the other Legendary ups that we saw like a while back. But now this is a Second Chance, being a 4 cost double Vigilance Upgrade, a Legendary one. And you can attach it to any non-leader unit. And then that attached unit gains this effect, which is when defeated. For this phase, this unit's owner may play it from the discard pile for free. So basically, the name of it is exactly what it does. You get a Second Chance. So you can only attach it to anything. You can attach it to anything that's not a leader unit, and then when that card dies, it basically it gets the when defeated for this phase the unit's owner. So if you put on your opponent's card, they still own it, even if you control it, and so they can play it back for free. But if you're going to always put on your own cards. So you put on one of your other non-leader units that you kind of want to keep around, even if like just in case, like insurance policy, just in case someone takes it out. And then for that phase, you can play it back for free for your discard pile if it's defeated. That's really nice. That's a really cool one. Been looking forward to like seeing how many I'm going to use this, like how I'm going to use it, or how beneficial it's going to be, because that is a really nice effect. Then we got some more Vigilance cards. So it's not just those ones. We've got some more Vigilance cards as well. So we've got some like dark, some of the villainy ones, and some like other unit and other event as well. So not like the non-heroic and non-double aspect ones. So we've got Super Commando Squad being a 5 cost villainy heroic a Vigilance unit. We got Val being a unique 2 cost Vigilance unit. And we got Evidence of a Crime being a new 3 cost event for Vigilance, being a nice trick as well. So I'm always looking out for what events are tricks, because I really like the 4 cost Jabba in set 1 that allows you to search the top 8 cards of your deck when played for a trick event, and then makes all trick events in you play cost 1 less. So I'm always looking for what trick events you can play, so like different color combinations, what you want to put with it, that kind of like abuse that effect to make them cheaper. So for Super Commander Squad, 5 cost 4/4, Imperial Mandalorian Trooper. It comes in shielded as well, so it comes in with a shield. And then while this unit is upgraded, so that immediately happens when it's played, because it becomes shielded, gains that shield, and shielded is an upgrade, it gains Sentinel. So the first time, as soon as you play it, it comes as shielded, and then it's also Sentinel. And then when you lose a shield, it loses Sentinel unless you put another upgrade on it. So that's a pretty nice one, pretty decent, not too bad for its cost, pretty decent stats as well. And then you got Val here being a 2-cost 2/4 for Underworld. She does have a bounty where you deal 3 damage to a unit. So if you take it out, deal 3 damage, but then if there's nothing to take damage on, they deal damage to you on your board. The bounty is pretty useless, but then is deal damage to a unit, so your opponent can take that, and if they do, and then you've got nothing on board, they have to deal damage to something they control, because you just deal 3 damage to a unit, not opponent, like an enemy unit. But then she also has a when defeated, give 2 experience tokens to a friendly unit, and then the active player chooses the order of Val's abilities. So whoever's the turn player when it's defeated, they choose the order of the abilities, like wherever they want to allow bounty to go first or 2 experience on something first. So pretty cool. Now I think Val, I can't remember all the characters, but I think she's from the solo film, like the partner of Rebecca. Quote me if I'm wrong. But then we've got evidence of a crime being this cool event trick, and that's effect is to take control of an upgrade that costs 3 or less and attach it to an editable unit of your choice. And I do really like this because normally, like if your opponent plays a upgrade, even if they play it on your card, still they control it because it's their card. They control it, but then it could be on your units. So even if it's on your units and his opponent's upgrade, you don't control that unit. So you upgrade. So you can't really, if you have to do something to a upgrade you control, you can't choose that because you don't control it because it's your opponent's. So even if you put upgrades to your opponent's cards, you still control it on that opponent unit. So this is quite nice to just take an upgrade. So you can take entrenched from one of your units and put on one of your opponent's units instead. So you can like take it off yours. That's the one thing that's like entrenched is mainly used for, is putting on units so they can't attack bases. So like and then if there's something in that base attack, you can't attack at all. Basically using control decks, or even like taking some pretty nice upgrades off your people, like taking a jet lightsaber off something and put on something else. It's not a vehicle, so that way, even if you don't get the if it's a force unit, kind of blah blah blah, you basically take an upgrade that can give like a given boost to stats and put on something else. And even then, shields and experience are also upgrades that have a cost. They have a 0 cost, so you can potentially also take shields off units and put on something else as well. So really, like a really useful card. Really nice to take it like just any upgrade off stuff, like any upgrade 3 or less, which would be most things, and move something else is eligible, which if it's shield or experience, eligible for anything. So that's the Vigilance cards. Pretty nice ones, pretty cool. And we've got some crazy command cards. So first we got some of the heroic and also the non-villainy ones, just the non-ones. So we got General Recan, I think, as Recan. I'm going to call it Recan, I might be wrong. And as a 6-cost heroic, and then we ground unit. Then we got 2 space units. We got Collection Starhopper being a 2-cost 2/2, and we got Arquitan's Assault Cruiser being an 8-cost 7/8 one. So these ones are pretty nice. More so the N2 rather than the middle. But we've got General Korean being a 6-cost 5/7, which is not too bad if you think about it. There's some 6-cost leaders that come off with 7 health and like a good amount of damage, like 5. So that's like almost Vader level stats, or it might be Vader level stats. Well, so like yeah, that is the Vader legendary ground unit level stats, but on a unit that costs 1 less, but doesn't have like ambush, but is in a rebel and official. And it's got an effect which is both when played or on attack. You can choose a friendly unit, and if it has Sentinel, you give an experience token to it. Otherwise, it gains Sentinel for the phase. So just coming down, and and the nice thing about this, if you ECL it, ECLN, which is energy conversion lab, the rare command base from set 1, you can get effect twice, because it'd be 1 played and 1 attack if you ambush it. So give both. So you can, if you do that, you could choose something that has Sentinel and give it twice and give it 2 experience, or you can choose something that doesn't have Sentinel, give it Sentinel, and then choose it again to then give it experience. And so it's got a Sentinel and an experience then as well. So it's a really nice card. And it says just choose any friendly unit. So you can even choose itself and give itself Sentinel for the turn. So come in and give itself Sentinel, and then when it attacks, just keep giving itself Sentinel, so it's attacking and then making it so you have to attack him. So a very good card, and very good for a rare as well. Very nice effect for the command side of, well, heroic side of command. Then we got Collection Starhopper, just being a 2-cost 2/2 ground unit, so good, like a turn 1 unit. Has Underworld Vehicle Fighter, and it's also got Smuggle cost being 3 and for a 1 for a command as well. So you can smuggle it in for a 1 less. So it's just a pretty basic, good common unit. And then we got Arquitan's Assault Cruiser, which is an 8-cost 7/8 vehicle and capital ship. Also has ambush as well, so a never really big spaceship for a command. Well, a never good spaceship, and this is one that's just generic. So just like how we got the that walker. I can't remember what his name is. And I can't remember what the name of the walker is in green. That's just like it wasn't heroic, wasn't villainy, just a normal command unit, a big unit that both sides of the good side and bad side can use. And this is one for space, and it also has ambush as well, so it can come in and attack a unit straight away, which is cool. And it has a very strong effect, which goes well with ambush, which is when this unit attacks and defeats a non-leader unit as the requirements, you put the defeated unit into play as a resource under your control. So you can ambush in and take things out, and then ramp that card you take out to your resources. So you can take out some of your opponent's cards and ramp them into your resources as resources for you, and then you technically control them as well because it puts it under your control. So really cool. I remember I did see someone, I think it was from my own Discord, where someone said like this kind of confirms that it will be leaders that deploy in the space in future, which is true. That could indicate that, but I think it's like it also is an indicator like with non-leader units where there are now cards, like there's a card in the set which allows you to attack not just the space like the space unit for set one, but there's also an event now that can allow you to attack your space units into ground units as well. So since most likely, all leaders currently are ground units when they deploy, and this attacks them, it makes sense to put a non-leader. Otherwise, if you don't put that, you can use that card to attack your opponent's leader from space with this, and then ramp that leader, which is going to cause all sorts of critical. So, what it could indicate that there's going to be, like I imagine there is at some point going to be leaders deployed in space, but at the moment, it's that is the kind of what it could indicate, or it could just be because that event making it so you don't steal your opponent's leader. But that's some crazy command cards. Then we've got some more crazy command cards. We've got like at least 3 villainy cards, and also never the last double aspect of green as well. Well, sorry, command. So we got the 1 cost Salacious Crumb. I think is that Salacious Crumb. I think I might be pronounced that incorrectly, but it's a 1 cost 1/3 underworld creature. We got Infant Man, Head of Security, being a 5 cost 4/6. And then we got Jabba's Rancor. I don't know what his title is, I can't really see from here, but yeah, like Jabba's Rancor we've got as a unit as well, 8 cost 9/9, so another cool unit, like some more big things that the dark side of command has, which is really cool. It's an underworld creature. And then you got Enterprising Lackeys, being a 4 cost, double green aspect, 5/5 underworld unit. So very good for its cost. 4 cost, 5/5 is very good. Very, very good. And the effects of these are like this. So Salacious Crumb, he has a when played, allowing you to heal 1 damage for base, so a bit of healing, like green does have a little bit of healing in it as well. And he's also got an action where you can tap him, return this unit to his owner's hand, to deal 1 damage to a ground unit. So like a bit like ship damage as well, which is quite useful. You can keep basically using it, play it next turn, like action, but it's about to hand, like ping some damage on, and then play it back out again, the heal, and just keep doing that over and over again. It's a very nice like card for Palpatine, because you can just ping that 1 damage, put back in your hand, and then you can then take a unit, and you can basically choose whatever you want to take them with Palpatine, which is cool. Then we've got Effort Mon, not Man, Effort Mon, and 5 cost 4/6 with pretty good stats for 5 costs, and he's got an on attack. You can choose an enemy non-leader unit that attacks your base's phase. A friendly unit in that same arena captures that unit. So you put the captured card face down under the friendly unit until that friendly unit leaves play. So a nice way to kind of like keep taking your opponent's cards. If they keep attacking your base, so like it gets aggro, you could keep going ham on your base, just finish the game as quick as possible. And you can use it just on attack, and you just got capture that. So that's cool. So yeah, so you can make any friendly units. So you can make himself capture the units as well, and it's just any non-leader unit that attacks your base, and it's to put under any friendly unit, being himself or something else you control as well. Then we got Jabba's Rancor, so this is pretty cool. So 8 cost 9/9 is pretty good. And also, if you control Jabba the Hutt as a leader or a unit, and there's a leader and a unit copy of Jabba, then it costs 1 less, so it comes to 7 cost 9/9, which is pretty cool. And it's got an effect that triggers on both when it's played or when it attacks, and that is deal 3 damage to another friendly ground unit, and then 3 damage to an enemy ground unit. So it only targets the ground, but you can basically ping 3 damage on yours, 3 damage to your opponent's ground units. But you have to deal 3 damage to one of your units and 3 damage to one of your enemy ground units. It's got to be never friendly. You can't do it to itself. So you got to take out one play, but you can do it if you There's we saw like early on there is an event that allows you to like play something out with ambush. So you can take plays for 8 if you've got control Jabba. because you can use that card to play it, which is 1 cost. And then get both for 1 plate and 1 attack to do 6 damage to something and 6 damage to your opponent's card. Also then swing at something for 9 as well, which is nice. Then we have Enterprise and Lackeys. This is pretty cool. And yeah, it's got the smuggle cost, so it's 6 for 2 commands. So at any point, if you want to smuggle it in or just play it normally, you're going to get aspect penalty, both for smuggle and for playing it normally. If you do not have 2 commands, like 2 commands on your leader and base, but it has a nice effect where it's pretty good, very good stats for its cost just playing it normally. And then when defeated, you can defeat a friendly resource. If you do put this in the play as a resource, you can keep putting it back into your resource, so you can smuggle it back out. So if it is, when you play it and it's defeated, it can go back in your resource, so you definitely got a card you can then smuggle out later if you need be, which is really nice effect, especially for the effect like stats to cost as well. So that is the command cards. Then we got some aggression as well. So we got all 3 in just this week. We got all 3 of the double aggression cards. We didn't see them at all until now. And a double aggression is the only one that does not get a legendary card. So we saw with, I don't know if we have seen yet, but I think we have seen. We've seen with we've seen already with double vigilance. We get a legendary upgrade. For command, we get the legendary upgrade as well, Dark Saber. Then for cunning, we got the legendary. I mean, we might have seen it, but we get a legendary in cunning as well. If we haven't seen it, we'll get to command, and if we haven't seen it, I'll say what it is, but I don't spoil it just in case. But yeah, aggression is the only double aspect that doesn't get it set to a legendary, legendary card. But yeah, well, it is a shame. I thought they all have like in set 1 we had each aspect had the event that was named after it. It was a 4-cost double aspect. The name of the aspect itself, a legendary event. It's a shame that aggression doesn't get one, but it makes it a bit cheaper if you want to go for double aggression, because then you don't have to get 2 legendaries for double aggression cards, which is powerful. But it's pretty nice the cards we get. So we get Bo-Katan Kreese as a unit card, so we both get both a leader and a unit in this one. It's a double aspect, being a 2-cost 3/3 Mandalorian Trooper. Then we got the Wild Rancor, so never Rancor, but it's not Jabba one, it's a wild one. That's a 6-cost 6/8 creature, so pretty good stats for a 6-cost. And then we got the Chaos of War event, being a 3-cost double aspect one, and it's a plan event. So we're both Bo-Katan Kreese, so pretty solid stats. 2-cost 3/3 is the same thing, like good kind of stats. We've seen that already on 2-cost, we've seen it on the Doctor bounty guy that comes shielded and then has a bounty on tap 12 because he's wanted on 12-star systems. And he has the same 2-cost 3/3 stats. We've seen it on Battlefield Marine, has no skill, it's just a skillless 2-cost 3/3. But then this one is same stats, but it's double aspect, but has one defeated. And for each player with 15 or more damage on the base, you draw a card. So if you're playing Twin Suns, you can potentially get a draw 4 when it's defeated. If yourself and all the, because remember players count both you and your opponents. So if you're playing if you're playing just a one-on-one game, if both of you have 15 damage on your base when it's defeated, you draw 2. So for each player with 15 more damage on their base, you draw a card. So if your opponent has 15 damage on your base, and you have 15 damage on your base, it's just saying, it doesn't say opponent player, it just says a player. For each player, so both you and your opponent have 15 damage on your base, you draw 2 for this, which is pretty nice. And if you're playing Twin Suns and you have this out, and all 4 of you have 15 or more damage on your base, and it gets defeated, you draw 4, which is pretty nuts, pretty nice, pretty funny. Then we got the Wild Rancor here, so a 6-cost 6/8, and he's got Overwhelm, so any excess damage done to a unit when it's defeated by its attack goes onto your base. So if you attack something, it's got 1 last health on it, you use 6, that 5 additional will go to your opponent's base. And it's also got 1 blade, allowing you to deal 2 damage to each other ground unit. So when it comes down, it deals 2 damage to everything else on the ground except itself, which is pretty nice, especially when it goes to Overwhelm, because you can push access damage as well. Then you got Chaos of War, and this seems like a really good card for if you want to be very aggressive and play aggro with aggression, because even though aggression is all about aggressive damage, like putting damage on units, putting more damage by effect and stuff like that. But you can also be very aggro with it as well. And Chaos of War is a pretty nice one where for free resources, you can deal damage to each player's base. And remember, this doesn't say opposing player, just players, so it counts yourself as well. So you deal damage to each player's base equal to the number of cards in that player's hand. So this is a great way to finish off games if your opponent plays someone who's got a lot of cards in hand or they're drawn a lot, and they've got a fair few cards. You can finish them off with this and do quite a lot of damage if they've got a large hand. So this could be quite quite like quite busted. They do a lot of damage, especially being very aggro and trying to hold cards to kind of defend and kind of hold off and have more options. Then you can use it to just kind of finish off and put quite a bit. So you can put either a little bit of damage or quite a lot of damage depending on the hand size. Remember, it does hit yourself, so it could be a double-edged sword where you could do more damage to yourself than your opponent depending on how many cards are in hand. But if you do this with low cards in hand, we put as a lot, you can do a lot of damage to them to finish people off. Not only that, we got some other aggression cards as well. So we got Kylo Ren being a legendary that goes with Rey. So yeah, the legendary that was revealed with Rey to go with her. And being a 6 cost, 6/7, so a little bit higher on the stats, well, more the attack and cost, because he's a bit more experienced in the Force when they do meet and the scene comes up. Then you got Cassian Andor. He gets a ground unit, and pretty good one with the same stats as things like Boba and Toro, blah, blah, which we've seen in a bit. Then you got a Never Bounty card being Deathmark, a 2-cost upgrade, and then you got Darren Ray being a 1-cost event. That's a tactic. So Kylo Ren comes down for 6, 6/7 with Force first now, so another Force unit, and it's got the same kind of thing as Ray because like he's kind of partnered with Ray. Where while controlling this unit, while playing this unit, you ignore its villainy aspect if you control Ray. So you can play both of them with their leaders on the opposite side, and ignore their dark or light aspect when playing him, as long as you, yeah, which is pretty nice, pretty good with it. And he's also got on attack, but it's a little bit different to Ray. So on attack, you give a unit +2 power for this phase, and if it's not a dark unit, then you also give an experience token to it. So you can give something an extra 2 power, then an experience token to it as well, if it's not a dark unit, which is very good. So if you're playing Ray, and you're playing Ray as a blue-red, you can just chuck this in and not worry about the villainy part, and then just shut this down and get that quite a nice effect off, which is cool. Then we've got Cassian Andor, so a 3-cost aggression heroic unit, 3/5 stats, basically same stats and cost as the legendary Boba unit, just not legendary, and a rebel as well. He's also got smuggles as well, so you can smuggle him in for 5, and the same aspects he normally has. And then he's got an effect where if you do play this using smuggle, you ready him. So if you smuggle him out, he comes in ready to basically swing, which is really nice. And that's pretty nice because he's a unit that, with his own leader, has enough power to push damage to trigger that draw from the leader. And then our new upgrade we've got in a new bounty upgrade, Deathmark 2-cost, gives no stats because stat increases because it's a bounty, but it gives the attached unit a bounty, which is draw 2 cards. And this is a really nice one with Bosk, because if you remember with Bosk, when he's deployed, when he deploys, his effect goes from like doing damage to a unit that's got doing 1 damage to a unit that's bounty, and then giving it potentially 2 power for that phase, to then being if you trigger a bounty, you can trigger it twice rather than just once. So if you put this on a unit, well, you can hit Bosk and then deploy it and then take out that unit with the bounty that you just put this on. Then you get the draw 2 from this, and you get a trigger again with Bosk, the draw 4 from this, which is pretty nice to keep a big hand size up. So that's really cool. Like, just from this and Bosk, kind of really want to try it out and see how it works, because bounty kind of seems like more of a gimmick than it does seem pretty consistent. But I've seen an event that we haven't. It's been a bit of some leaks where people are getting the stock early and then opening it and then just sharing it around everywhere. But there's a way to kind of search bounties which can make it more consistent. I just need to see exactly and kind of I prefer to get my hands on the cards to try them out. But we'll see how that goes when we eventually get the Brewlings, which I'm looking forward to. Then we got Darren Raid, a 1-cost event that simply allows you to do 2 damage to a unit or base. So this is kind of like the opposite of Repair, where Repair is like you can heal 3 damage from either unit or base at 1-cost event that can give flexibility of healing either a unit or a base. And this kind of is the opposite, where it's same cost, but it allows you to do 2 damage to a unit or a base. You have a finish off a unit or just ping that last 2 damage on a base, which can be very useful. 2 damage is not too bad, but it's not very little. It's like 1 damage. It's like basically 2 damage, which is pretty nice. Could even finish things off as well, or put something in range to then kill it with a unit. But yeah, that is the aggression cards. Then we go next to the amazing cunning cards. So first of all, we've got the dark side ones. We've got the Hunter of Haxion Brood, and this is a 3-cost 4/3 underworld bounty hunter. And then we got the space unit here being Lurking TIE Phantom, a free cost 2/2 Imperial Vehicle Fighter. And then we got Frozen in Carbonite being a free cost upgrade. That doesn't give any stat boosters. So Hunter of the Axiom Broad is 4/3, which is pretty good for free cost. Very good for free cost. Same kind of skills as the Echo Base Defender. And his effect is one enemy unit as a bounty. This unit gains shielded, so it comes in with a shield as long as there's the enemy unit with a bounty. Pretty easy to do if you're playing a bounty focused deck. Otherwise, it's just a skill for free. Then we got Lurking TIE Phantom, so this is a free cost 2/2, so not great stats, but it does have raid 2, so when it attacks it gets extra 2 power, but then still 4 power when it attacks and 2 health, which means it's not going to survive any attacks. But it does have a really interesting effect, which kind of helps if you're going against like control, which is this unit can be captured, damaged, or defeated by enemy card abilities. So if you want to use any effects or abilities to kind of take this out, it's not going to work. You have to do it the old-fashioned way by actually doing damage from combat and attacks with it. So pretty nice. So it could be quite useful for control decks in the control mirror, or even against control decks to keep something on board they can't really just take out unless they want to play something out to take it out. Then we got Frozen in Carbonite. This is a really funny upgrade. So it's a free cost upgrade. It doesn't give any stats, but you can attach it to a non-leader unit, and the attached unit can't ready, and then when played, it exhausts the attached unit. So just like how Frozen Carbonite is in the film, if you ever watch the films, where freezing Carbonite, or even in the series, I think it's in like the Clone Wars, you freeze in Carbonite and you be stuck there until someone releases you. So this could basically the same, like you just make it so the unit can't ready, so if it's exhausted, it can't ready until this is gone. And then when you play it on the card, you exhaust it, so basically it serves the same purpose as has entrenched normally is used for when it's played, being able to stop something from being able to attack or even be used. And this makes it so it's stuck in rest and it can't attack, and it rests it when you equip it as well. So a great card for control. So I'm looking forward to trying out like a Fall of Boba again for the control yellow decks, which is because of like cards like this, the more cards we get. Then we got many cunning cards. We got some more as well. So yeah, as we said, actually no, this is the not double aspect. So yeah, we did have a double aspect legendary. I can't remember exactly which one it was because I was thinking the one we got now here, Evacuate, but that's not double cunning. But there is I think it was the Last Resort. No, it was I think it was Last Chance or Last Resort or something where you could restun everything. But then if you don't win by the end of the phase or end of the turn, then you lose. I think we've already seen that one. But yeah, it's like Aggression once again is the only one that double aspect that doesn't get a legendary unit or a legendary card. But for this one, for the non-heroic or villainy cards for Cunning, we get the 2-cost space unit Privateer Siak. I think that's how you say it. Don't grab me. I think I probably got it wrong. But it's a 2/2 Fringe Vehicle Fighter. We got Tobias Beckett being a 4-cost 4/5 Underworld unit, ground unit. We then got the 0-cost event Look the Other Way being another trick, and this is not is a trick, but then you can't really reduce the cost of it because it's already cost 0. So this is this is an interesting one. And then you got 6-cost event Evacuate, which is a tactic, and a legendary as well. So for Privateer Siuk, the 2-cost 2/2 space unit, while you control another cunning unit, this unit gains shielded. So if you control a cunning unit when you play it, it comes in with a shield. Then you got Tobias Becker here with the subtext of I Trust No One. A solid 4/4/5, which is pretty good stats for its cost, the same as I think Kanan as well. So Kanan's a pretty good unit, very good for its cost. And he's got smuggle as well, but his smuggle's a little bit different, where he smuggles in for 5, so 1 more than his normal, but you need the vigilance aspect every time you incur the aspect party. So he smuggles for 5 and vigilance. So it's quite interesting. You got a fair few, a couple of smuggle cards that have different aspect combinations when you smuggle them out, which is really cool. So you can smuggle them in. You can play them in decks that don't have the actual aspects on the card, and then smuggle them in to basically smuggle them for a little bit there, but then use that play them for that way. But you got the effect is when you play a non-unit card, you may exhaust the unit that costs the same as or less than the card you played, and you can only use this ability once per each round. So essentially, if you play a non-unit card being an event or upgrade, then you get to tap something or rest something that is the same cost as the card you played as that event or non well or event or upgrade you played. You've got Look the Other Way, 0 cost event, and its effect is to exhaust the unit unless its controller plays 2. So you basically play it and say, I want to exhaust this card, but then your opponent can pay 2 to avoid that card being exhausted. So it's either you can force them to tap down 2 resources that they don't want to use, or exhaust something for free. So very good option, very nice card, very good for common. And then you got the legendary event, so kind of getting like another pretty good legendary event, and this is Evacuate. So it's a 6 cost, and its effect is basically return each non-leader unit to its owner's hand. So everything, both your opponent's and yours, that's not a leader on the arena goes back to the hand. So that's really cool. So never like a board wipe or mass board removal that goes alongside Super Laser Blast. Super Laser Blast like 8 cost, like blue vigilance and villainy that just kills everything on the board, absolutely everything on the board. And this is just a cheap one that's cheaper, doesn't require like light or dark, and just clears the board. That's a non-leader for basically for 6. So even though you get back to hand, you still clear everything off the board in both arenas, which is quite nice. So it's like another good one for yellow, like if you want to control with yellow and blue. So those are the cunning cards, and then we have the last lot of set 2 spoilers being more great villainy cards. So we get very quite a few villainy cards in this this reveal. So we get the 3 cost Toro Calican. So that'll be a 3 cost 5 free power 3/5, which and a bounty hunter as well. So same stats and cost as Boba. So more cards that are beyond 3 cost with pretty good stats at 3/5. Then we got a Hut's Henchman being a 4 cost 3/4 underworld card as well. So not too bad for its cost. And then we got 2 events being we got the 1 cost alternate deal being a trick. So once again a trick that you can play for free with Jabba. Very nice. So more tricks. And then no bargain, never trick event that costs 3. So both of these can be reduced by Jabba by being with the 4 cost unit, making alternate deal a 3 cost a free play trick, and then no bargain a 2 cost trick. So Toro Callahan, Ambitious Artstar, his effect is when you play another bounty hunter unit, you may deal 1 damage to it, to the bounty hunter you play, and if you do, you can ready this unit and use his ability only once for each round. This is quite a nice one to get like multiple attacks in, especially doing a bounty hunter focus one. Because while he's on the board, you can like attack. If he's ready, you can attack with him, then play a bounty hunter, deal damage to that bounty hunter you just played, and restand this so you can attack again. So quite like a selfish guy, but a really nice, very good uncommon as well. So very good cards, very good card for under bounty hunter, especially with Cad Bink. Because not only is like a bounty hunter for that, and it just push more pressure on as well. Then you got Hut's Henchman, and its effect is just shielded, so it gives shield that comes into play, which is like quite nice. Pretty good. Unit comes down protected, pretty nice there. And then for these new trick cards, I'm always looking for different trick cards to kind of make use of Boba, because I really like the aspect, like the effect of Boba to produce tricks. And the more trick events, the more use he gets out of them, I reckon, because he searches for them, and also you can reduce the cost of them. So for these two, for altering the deal, it can become a 3 cost with Jabba, is discard a captured card guarded by a friendly unit. So if you've captured anything with effect, you can use this to just discard it, and so that way it's no longer in the card, it's just discarded, gone. No have to worry about your opponent taking out that friendly unit you control that guards it and then getting it back. You just go, discard it, get rid of it, which is pretty cool, pretty nice. If you is doing a focus of like a capture, capture focus deck or a capture focus mechanic for your deck. Then you got No Bargain. This is a very nice hand control one for the dark side, especially if you have a Jabba out to reduce the cost. And its effect is each opponent discards a card from their hand, and then you draw a card. So you make your opponent discard a card, and you draw cards. So we got the same kind of thing as well. We got the kind of same thing as a card in the heroic side of aggression. I think we saw a while ago, but it only works if your opponent has more resources than you can make a discard and you draw one. The only thing of this is you don't get to choose what card your opponent discards. They can discard it. They choose what they discard. You just make it a discard a card, but you still make it discard a card. You draw a card, so a bit of hand control there for the dark side. It is a nice, nice common as well. So those are all the reveals we've got for set 2. So we're coming to the end. I think we've got all the rest revealed. I think we got all the rest of the cards, the whole set revealed now. But the ones we haven't seen yet have all been leaks. So waiting for them to be officially revealed and stuff before going over them, because they'll already cover leaks, because they spend the FFG spend a good amount of time sending, like giving content creators and stuff, and you revealing yourself like cards to kind of reveal it nicely and properly, and you get people that just spoil it when you get the product early, just rip it open, which is not really fair. So we don't really go over leaks, but you can find them. I think they do have them on the Star Wars Discord. Even my Discord's got them as well, so you can check them out there if you want to. And while that's all of the set 2 spoilers we've seen for this week, we also have information about the showdown promos, because now we've already seen what we get for the set 1 showdowns, being the takedown promo for entry and then the mace window for making top 8 and higher. But the ones for set 2 we got revealed are Lady Proxima for the entry one, and an unrefusable offer for top 8 and higher. Now, I don't know about you, but I thought the ones we got for the set 1 showdowns were pretty decent. Not amazing, but decent, because you got a pretty nice one takedown. Takedown's a very usable card that a lot of decks use. Like very good, very usable card, like a staple in some decks. So it's very nice to get from entry. Shame it didn't come in foil. But then the Mace Window one wasn't the best one for top 8, but at least it was a legendary, like what makes it easier if you wanted to get that legendary, you got options there. And an alt art, and like a shiny one as well, like easier chance to get it if you just go to showdowns. But for these ones, these ones are quite disappointing, because Lady Proxima is like not really a card. Like it's a card that any deck can play, but it's not like the same kind of like nice thing you're gonna get for entry. Like a great thing you get for entry, just for entering, like compared to takedowns. It's not the greatest entry one compared to takedown. Like if you want to choose any card from set 2, there are better options in set 2 from for the entry one, and an unrefusable offer as a top 8 card, it's not a great one. Like as rare as a bounty, when already bounty seemed like a very gimmicky. Sure, it's a pretty cool bounty, but there were better ones. Like it could have gone for another legendary. Like it might have been too much. Like yeah, it could have gone for another legendary, but I don't know which legendary you could have gone for. But in like almost any card, like there were a lot better options than this for the top 8 one. Like even go for something even if it's just sticking to rare, because it's a rare as well. Sticking to the rare rarity, there are a lot better rares you could actually go for this. Like I have a nicer art, or basically even just a better option for it. Like these feel quite lackluster for the set 2 promos compared to set 1 was pretty decent, pretty nice, but the set 2 ones feel like a pretty big letdown. Like it'd be still cool to go to the showdowns because they're just nice events, like bigger events, until we get the actual regional season starting up next year. But still, for the second set of showdowns, it not as interesting. But they will still go to them because they're just big events and nice events to get more packs and just have more fun playing the game, because the game is such a good game. But that's it for me for this week. Let me know how you feel about what the reveals for this set, and what you feel about the promos as well here, because it'd be interesting to see what people feel, what people think, and just let it get feedback and also get discussion going. So that's it for me today. Thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next one. Bye for now.
Like a boss.